special city commission meeting, public hearing, tentative budget, fiscal year 2022-2023 is Tuesday, September 6, 2022, and it's 6 o'clock on the dot. I believe, since it's a special meeting, we don't have a,
No, we don't. We don't have an invocation.
Okay,
This is special
so
agenda.
if y'all can rise,
So pledge of allegiance.
join me to the pledge allegiance. Commissioner Suarez, lead us. Commissioner Chavez, please lead us.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, Madam Clerk, roll call.
Yes, item 2, roll call. Mayor Eric Diaz-Patron is excused. Vice Mayor Juan Blanes, acting as
Here.
mayor, is present. Commissioner Candida Blanca, Commissioner Ivan Chavez Jr.,
Here.
Commissioner Luciano Suarez. You have quorum.
Thank you. Public comments? Anybody want to speak up?
None as
Going
of
once,
this
going
time.
twice, no one wants to speak.
Mhm.
Item 4,
Item 4, special agenda items, and we would like, Mr. Mayor, to request the withdrawal of items 4C and D, which were addressed already as per the city manager.
so be it.
4C and D, to
So be
withdraw
it.
those two items.
Okay.
Yes, and let's proceed with the agenda. Item 4A, this is a first reading, first public hearing. An ordinance of the City of West Miami, Florida, amending the City of West Miami Comprehensive Plan, providing for the enactment of a property rights element with goals, objectives, and policies, providing for legislative findings and intent, repealing all ordinances in conflict, providing for severability, providing for codification, and providing for an effective date by Mayor and City Commission.
So since this is a first reading, there's no,
But this is a first public hearing too.
oh, and it's a public hearing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, Mr. Pena, you want to speak and say anything before the public hearing or no?
Just to go over the agenda item, it's a state mandated element that needs to be included in the comprehensive plan, and we have met all the conditions that they require for us to put into the element. It was already heard at the local planning agency hearing
Okay.
prior to this.
All right, so at this time, I'm going to open the public hearing, first reading. Public hearing is hereby open. Anybody wish to speak on this item? Since there's no one, I'm going to close the public hearing. Public hearing is closed.
I make a motion.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk?
Yes, Commissioner Chavez, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Suarez?
Yes.
Commissioner Blanca? Mayor Blanes?
Yes.
4-0, item passes, and the second reading and second public hearing of this ordinance will be heard on September 21st, 2022 at 7:30 p.m.
Okay, next item.
Item 4B, this is a resolution of the City of West Miami, Florida, accepting the recommendation of the City Commission, acting as the local planning agency, amending the City's West Miami Comprehensive Plan, providing for the enactment of a property rights element with goals, objectives, and policies, providing for legislative finding and intent, providing for severability, providing for an effective date by Mayor and City Commission.
Motion.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Madam Clerk?
Yes, Commissioner Suarez, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Blanca?
Yes.
Commissioner Chavez?
Yes.
Mayor Blanes?
Yes.
4-0, item passes. Next item will be, okay, we step into the public hearing, the tentative budget for fiscal year 2022-2023 submittal. And item 4E is the submission of the tentative city budget for fiscal year 2022-2023 by city manager.
Madam Manager?
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, and the City Commission. Following the July 2022 preliminary budget message in detail we provided you with the, what we thought back in July was our projections for the next fiscal year. Having said that, and as per my memo, some things change along the way. We get more projections from the county and all of our partners, and so changes take place during the month of August. On August 29th, my office issued a memo contemplating the changes to the tentative budget. And we highlighted them. We met with each and every member of the city commission individually, as we always do, and your items have been presented and incorporated in this tentative budget submittal. All the changes are highlighted in yellow, in every division where there have been changes made. So it should be readily available for you to identify what's changed. I'd like to just go over the items. They're very brief. In the general fund, we went ahead and provided for additional administrative expenses that we can bring back to the general fund from our PTP and surtax collection. So we increased general fund to an amount of $8,308,409. On the expenditure side, in the general fund, some adjustments were made to FICA and retirement taxes based on some changes that we made on salaries. Salaries obviously then come with a percentage of FICA and retirement contributions, which are mandatory. So we made those adjustments. In the general fund, we reduced reserves from our initial presentation. Reserves were reduced after all revenues and expenses were calculated and included in the budget to an amount of $213,793. That would be, in the best case scenario, if we can live within the confines of our budget this coming year, then that is the amount of set aside that we will add to reserves next fiscal year. The tentative non-department expenditures total $4,798,389. The next item is the salary for the future, or for the incoming finance director, was increased to commensurate with an adequate starting salary for the duties involved with the position, resulting in an increase to that salary and the personnel benefits. So the finance and administration tentative budget amount increased to an amount of $725,377. In the legal services category, the salary of the city attorney was adjusted to reflect a 10% increase. That change increased the department total to an amount of $253,643. In facilities and maintenance, we included a line item that we increased by an amount of $20,000 to fund the required elevator doors. As of December 2023, the city must comply with the state of Florida safety code for existing elevators. So this division increases by $20,000 for a new total amount of $273,207. And this is a requirement by the state, and we have been put on notice on this item. Keep in mind, on this item, on the elevator, we need to replace the elevator in the future, but we're taking some steps to delay that as much as we can. However, I see that in the near future as an item that we need to be looking out for. That has a cost of about $172,000, Mr. Pena? Mr. Pena? 172? Yes. So we're taking care of the doors now, but eventually we're gonna have to find some money to do that. There are grants out there. I know that Commissioner Suarez was very aggressive when he saw this and immediately contacted the grants writer and advised them to be on the lookout for ADA grants, which accommodate Americans with disability, and hopefully there's a grant out there for this item. But for now, we need to spend $20,000. On the surtax, I addressed the issue of the surtax previously. We are going to be receiving additional revenues over our initial expectations for revenue, both in the transit share and in the transportation share. Those have been reflected in your budget, and all of your programs on the expense side as well have been identified. That new total budget for that enterprise fund is $787,620. At the West Miami Recreation Center, obviously, there's changes coming to the rec center and that affect the rec center enterprise fund, which include a reduction of what would have been considered additional reserves due to two factors. Number one, we are building a weight room facility or a wellness center. So we can't leave that building empty, and we've gone ahead and budgeted a startup cost for commercial grade gym equipment for the new wellness center. And we've estimated that we'll have to spend on year one, before September 30th of this new fiscal year, we'll probably be spending about $140,000 to equip that room with the necessary equipment. And item number two, it also includes an additional salary adjustment for the Director of Parks and Recreation, and that goes as well with personnel benefits. All these changes since the preliminary budget have been incorporated to your tentative budget this evening and have been discussed with each member of the City Commission individually prior to tonight. And again, before we go on to the final budget process, if you wish to meet to discuss the now upcoming final budget, we can do so between now and September 21st, which is the date of the hearing. However, we need to advertise in the Miami Herald, which is a paper of general circulation. We need to advertise for our upcoming final budget hearing. So if there's anything that concerns you and you want to bring it up tonight, we can make a note on it and address it. Otherwise, any changes, if you pass this tentative budget this evening, any changes will have to be done at the final public hearing itself. That concludes my presentation on this item. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. So since this is public hearing, I imagine, Mr. Attorney, I would have to open the public hearing?
Is that correct, sir?
No?
Yes, item 4F, this is a public hearing on the tentative city budget for fiscal year 2022-2023.
Public hearing.
Okay, I open the public hearing for the tentative city budget for fiscal year 2022-2023. Anybody wants to speak? We don't have anyone, so I close the public hearing. Public hearing is closed. Madam
Motion.
Clerk?
Yes. Item 4G, resolution of the City of West Miami, Florida, establishing the 2022 tentative millage rates upon all real and personal property within the city limits for the payment of the amount appropriated in the 2022-2023 tentative budget by Mayor and City Commission.
Motion.
We have a motion and a second.
Yes, Commissioner Chavez? How do you
Yes.
vote? Commissioner Blanca? Yes. Commissioner Suarez?
Yes.
Mayor Blanes?
Yes.
4-0, item passes.
Next item.
Item H, 4H, resolution of the City of West Miami, Florida, adopting the 2022-2023 tentative budget by Mayor and City Commission.
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
Second by Commissioner Chavez?
Yes.
Chavez.
Chavez. Okay. Commissioner Suarez, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Chavez?
Yes.
Commissioner Blanca? Mayor Blanes?
Yes.
4-0, item passes. Item 4I, resolution of the City of West Miami, Florida, adopting the tentative water enterprise fund budget for the year 2022-2023 in the sum of $5,173,233 by Mayor and City Commission.
Make the motion.
Motion and a second.
Commissioner Suarez, how do you
Yes.
vote? Commissioner Blanca? Commissioner Chavez?
Yes.
Mayor Blanes?
Yes.
4-0, item passes. Item five,
Anybody-
adjournment.
Anybody want to say anything?
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn? Oh.
Mr. Mayor, if we may, just for the benefit of the public and transparency in the record, we should advise the public, the general public, that the final budget hearing will take place on September 21st, 2022 at 7:30 PM.
That's the equinox.
Thank you.
So with that said, motion to adjournment,
Motion.
16.
meeting closed.
I'm sorry? That
Items
was-
C and D were withdrawn.
Yeah, that was withdrawn, because we already have an interlocal, and I signed the
So when's our
affidavit
next
already.
meeting now, at 7:30?
That's it.
No, that's